Hi there guys, it's Tony here from Caveman Props. Well, I've made the journey all the way down here again to London, to the prop store. I'm joined by Tim Laws here of the prop store, who's kindly giving up his time to talk to us today. So we have the live auction coming up again.
Yes, we do. It's November the 9th through November the 12th. The first 2 days will be live bidding at BAFTA. That's for the main content for films, and also we have the second part of the Anthony Daniels collection and also our music content on day 2. Then days 3 and 4 over the weekend will be online only. There'll be an auctioneer. It'll have a very similar vibe for any viewers. It's just there'll be no people in the room. So 4 days altogether. And
so it's 4 days this time.
Yeah.
So every time I come down, and the auction seems to just get bigger
yeah,
and bigger.
It's just demand. We just have to kind of go with the flow, and there's just so many people want to sell their stuff. So it's...
Yes,
But
I looked at the catalogue online.
That's
and I was
right,
like going through the catalogue, and I was just like, there's a lot here.
There's a lot in there. The catalogue's online now, as you say, and you can bid now as well. So yeah, I hope your viewers will enjoy it.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Well, I'd love to be able to go around every single piece
Yes.
that you have to offer, but we don't have the time. So we're going to pick a few select ones
Sure.
to look at. Now, obviously, we're standing in front of the case here.
Yes.
So this is Alien and Aliens?
Yes, we've got a script from Alien, which is Terry Rawlins, who's the editor.
No.
And it's heavily annotated script. It's a really nice thing, and I think, as your viewers will appreciate, after the director, the editor has the next level of input on how the final film is going to look. So that's a very important document, and it's been with the family for many years, and we've got the chance to auction that. So that's a very nice piece of history. And the other pieces here are all from Aliens, 1986. Yeah.
Yes. Now, we've obviously got the filming miniature here.
Yeah.
Now, I love filming miniatures because the level of detail sometimes to go in to make an item look as if it's full size, but it's really quite small for filming, I find really fascinating, because seeing it on screen, I could have convinced that was a full-size vehicle. But that is a lovely piece to come up for auction.
Yes, they would have obviously built a number of these. This is the smallest scale. This is remote control. It's seen because it's smaller scale, so it's going to be further distant shots. You see this coming out of the drop ship. Everything still works. The remote control still works. The original remote control comes with it. It's in remarkable condition. There would have been a bigger scale version, and then obviously you had the full size thing, which was this aircraft towing rig that they used at Heathrow, which it was full of batteries and things. They couldn't even get inside it. So but this is a great scale. It's a lovely size for display, very manageable. And
I can see a lot of fans still using it as a radio control car.
Yeah, apparently it'll do like 20 miles an hour if you're not careful. So yeah, it's a nice piece of kit.
That's lovely. And obviously up here we have the Xenomorph head and one of the rifles.
Yep.
Now, obviously it's lovely to be up close to one of these, because there's a lot of controversy over the colour of these as well, isn't there?
Yeah, that's kind of a long raging debate, and it's interesting that the colours vary a little bit. This was, and it's very hard for me to state anything, because then it becomes a fact, and as you say, there's still a lot of conjecture about it. But generally speaking, the green, I call it green because most of them it's more green than brown. But some of the items, things like the welder that we had last year, was much more of a brown colour, and it really depended on the light how it came across. The pulse rifles, I think, were painted by a different department, and these are much more green. But that is original. It's original reference. It's in really good condition. We've seen a few of the fiberglass stunt pulse rifles around over the years. This one's in really, really good shape.
Cool. And obviously the Xenomorph.
The head itself, of in the trophy cabinet there. Yeah, it's this has got a very shiny finish on it. It's there's a scene early on when the aliens first attack, and I think it's Dietrich goes over the one goes over in flames, and you can see them very shiny, very slimy as they're coming out of the wall to attack the Marines.
Adds that level of scare to it as well.
Yeah, we've also here got that's Hicks's knife. So he doesn't actually physically use that, but it is on his armour. You see it on his armour all the time, yeah.
So that's a lovely piece to have as well.
Michael Bean's knife, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Right, so we've moved along a little bit to obviously look in this cabinet. Now, obviously, here Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons.
Yes.
That's a big one. I mean, I remember watching these on repeat. They were still old when I watched them as a kid.
Now.
But I always really liked Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons.
Yeah.
I think it was a little bit darker than perhaps Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
But these are lovely pieces.
Yeah,
both.
So
they're still
these
surviving.
Yeah, 2 original puppet heads from the show. Captain Black with a replica, a beautifully made replica body. But
So that's obviously all replica. It's just
the head. The head is original. Really, really nice. There's a panel at the back that comes off, and you can see the access to the eyes. Everything's original there. It's the only known Captain Black head even that's in the marketplace. And one of his sidekicks, Captain Blue. The head again, that originated at the Sylvia Anderson auction way back in the early 2000s or something. It was a long time ago. But they're super rare. Most of them were destroyed after filming.
Yeah.
Very few left. And to have 2 in the same sale,
2 in the same.
very nice.
So I'm assuming someone's going to try and buy both of them.
I would hope so, but
keep them together.
There's enough to go around.
Now, obviously, I can recognise a few things in this film. Obviously, Karate Kid.
Karate Kid 3, that one, yeah.
That's from the 3rd film, yeah.
Ralph Macchio's headband. I think, you kind of know what it is.
Yes.
Immediately, it's pretty iconic image.
Now, obviously, this one's a little bit different, but I do know what this one's from because it's from one of my favourite films.
Yeah.
This is Raging Bull.
Raging Bull. Jake LaMotta, played by Robert De Niro. Raging Bull, obviously multi-Oscar winning film. Martin Scorsese, wonderful film, and
obviously filmed in black and white as well.
Which indeed, yeah.
I think it added to the cinematography of it.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great film.
And I remember studying that film on its cinematography as well. So I think it's an absolute wonderful piece.
It's a beautiful film.
Beautiful film. And then obviously going up, I think one of my favourite fantasy films,
The
Highlander.
Highlander, yeah. So that's Christopher Lambert's sword. The katana with the scabbard. This is the second time we've offered this sword. The gentleman who purchased it originally has consigned it back to us. It's the only one I've ever seen or handled that has the scabbard. So it's a really nice item. And it's kind of the signature piece from the movie.
It is a signature piece, and there's also a lot of controversy over the origins of this one as well. So a lot of people believed it came from You Only Live Twice, but as far as I'm aware, the sword from that was only used for lighting reference.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
It was a piece we offered a year or 2 ago. We had the reference sword that was recycled off You Only Live Twice, but it was decided in production that a custom sword would be provided.
I think it's a case that the 2 stories have been moulded together, and it's like the sword was made for You Only Live Twice, and it never got used, and then it got.
It was.
Sean Connery got to use it in that film.
It's there, but it's all about this version. This is one that people remember.
Yeah, that's a brilliant sword. And then obviously right above that.
Oh,
yes,
really Red Sonja. So Arnold Schwarzenegger's sword from Red Sonja, kind of an unofficial 3rd Conan movie in most people's eyes. Those films seem to get worse as they went on. But a lot of love for Red Sonja. That was in the days of VHS, the films we grew up.
And I believe it's coming back. There's a reboot of the Red Sonja.
I'd heard that, so it might be interesting to see. But I think a Schwarzenegger sword, it's got to be a good thing.
Always. Obviously, another one going back to my childhood is Tron.
Yeah.
Asian, the ultimate computer game.
Yeah, fantastic looking film, yeah.
Asian, and obviously when I kind of started doing research into the costumes and realising what they were actually made from, I think my fantasy was blown a little bit from it.
I mean, on screen it just looks so expensive, so elaborate. And as you say, it's actually quite crude when you get down to how it's put together.
These are hockey helmets.
Yes, that's right.
Hockey helmets with bits added to it.
Yeah, moulded hockey helmets, and then they've just put the tape and markings on to sort of generate this sort of circuit board kind of look to it. But each character had a different pattern, which is an attention level of detail there you perhaps wouldn't expect for a film of that.
They would have probably just tried to do them all exactly the same, but each one had its own.
To change that, to give each
so
one
you could
character.
tell which one's which. Now, obviously, a cult classic down the bottom. We come here, The Black Hole.
Yeah.
Now I can't believe that these filming miniatures are still surviving from that film.
Yeah, and they're in really, really good shape. So the old Bob and the Vincent at the bottom are filming miniatures. The Maximilian is a art department maquette. So not quite the same level of detail. I mean, it's a really nice display piece and for me, he was the great robot of the movie. But Vincent and Old Bob are active filming miniatures, and as you say, the fact that they've survived is remarkable. I know Disney Archives have a couple, but there aren't too many of these in the wild.
It's brilliant that somebody's actually taken the time to look after these and keep them
on display stands ready to go.
Cool, thank you very much. Well, that's all we've got time for at the moment. So I'm going to do a couple more videos. They'll be coming out soon. So please like, please subscribe, and I'll be showing you more some later.